little starting on the behind the scenes. I like this.
Yes,
Here we
very
are.
nice.
And we've I've got this lovely PTZ Fly joystick controller here. Let's do a little. This is our intro.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to do a dramatic zoom in. Here we go. Here it is. And I don't think we'll stay on that angle.
Probably
but
not.
It is pretty cool because you kind of see not only the studio, but a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes.
Actually, we said, sorry guys, it's the only camera we have today.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot it all through a window.
Yeah. We got the Pearl 2 running this show. You can see it on the desk. Yeah. What is that mixer?
That's a Soundcraft 24 UI mixer.
It's a bit overkill for what we're doing.
We're using
here.
2 channels, but I mean, we have 22 left over.
I think I see a Crestron there.
Yeah, we got a Crestron, a Q-SYS, we got a catch box on there, you know, all kinds of stuff.
LTT mouse mat.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've got, there's our switcher right here. You can see our Pearl 2 switcher with some of the layouts we're going to run in this show.
Yeah, for sure. Got that running. We got the UI for the Soundcraft there too. So
fun times. All right. Well, should we get this thing started, Ryan?
Just get it started as good as you can.
You want to do the honors?
I'll do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Epiphan studio. I'm Dan, joined by Ryan Haynes.
Thank you.
Ryan heads up our customer success team, and he is a great technical resource for us here today. And actually, Ryan, we've got a bunch of stuff happening here on the desk.
Yes.
We're going to get to that in just a second. But I wanted to let everyone know we do have some very technical people in chat as well. So if you have anything you want to throw into chat, don't hesitate. We've also got the Q&A that you see on the side, Q&A tab. So if you have a question that you want to make sure we notice, throw it into the Q&A. And we're also going to be running some polls. And I think, why don't we just go ahead and run the first poll right now, Marta. I'll cue graphics here. We just want to get a sense of who's here, because that'll help us steer how we spend our time today.
Absolutely, yeah. And as Dan was saying, we have Zach from my team in chat here. Any technical questions that maybe go a little bit beyond what we're going to talk about today, put them in chat. Zach's there for you.
Yeah. Pearl deep dive.
Yeah.
We love diving deep on Pearl devices. Why don't we give the 10-second summary?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people know what Pearls are already.
Yeah.
But if you were to describe Pearl in 15 seconds, Ryan, give us the elevator pitch.
So Pearls are the all-in-one devices, streamer, recorders, integrate with CMS platforms, basically play nice with everything. So we try to make it easy to maybe start from the ground up with this guy, put it inside a rack. But if you already have an existing infrastructure with Crestron, other control panels, cameras, whatever, you put this in your environment, it's going to play nice with everything. So we're all about integration and trying to be agnostic with things. So.
Amazing. And we've got a great integration sandbox set up here today. We're going to dive into it.
Yep.
But first I want to say hello to everybody rolling into chat. We've got Yale, hello. Christopher, hello. We have Matthew joining from Carleton College in Minnesota. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Thanks for being here, Matthew. Christopher is from UCLA. Love a lot of the things that are going on at UCLA with Pearls, especially mock trial room,
absolutely,
or the moot courtroom,
we
as
might
they
talk
call
about
it.
That later. Who knows?
Yeah. We've got, as you mentioned, Zach is in chat. He's here in HQ, ready to answer any questions. Kevin from Creation Networks in Concord, California.
Nice.
Awesome. And we've got Warren Young, Ottawa local. G'day.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you there.
Are you from the Valley?
Well, I'm from Carp, so
Carp.
Ottawa Valley, gotta love it. Who else do we have here? We have Dan joining from University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Welcome, great to have you here from Tennessee. I love Tennessee. Tennessee has some of the most rivers anywhere in the world.
I didn't know that.
Lots of, hundreds and hundreds of rivers. We got Tim joining from Mexico City, Tanaka from Washington, Bryce, howdy from Texas A&M.
Howdy.
Howdy to you as well. Ingmar is joining from Germany. Ingmar, thanks for joining us in the evening. Great to have you here. Ben, shout out on our LTT desk pad. Thank you very much. We've had that one for a while. I think our whole customer success team had LTT desk mats.
Yeah, for sure.
Paul joining us. Oh, he's digging the Soundcraft.
Nice.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that. Ryan's the audio engineer here, so he knows how to use that better than I do, but it's a nice mixer. We've got Richie from Nashville, Christopher, media specialist at Lincoln Memorial University. Great.
Nice.
Aubrey's here from Nash Vegas. We love Nash Vegas.
Yeah.
I want to see a Nashville Predators game there on Broadway. I've been
That'd be cool.
in the arena. What is it? What's the tire company?
Oh shoot,
I forget.
Michelin or something.
You'll
like
have to
that?
let us know in chat, Aubrey, what the arena is called. But great setup there for an arena on Broadway. Who else we have? Tom from University of Michigan. Joshua from WKU, AV support engineer. William, AV tech specialist. And we've got Timu from Finland. We've got Grant, NBS commercial interiors. Wow, we got people from all over. This is really cool. Carl from Murfreesboro, another Tennessean. Is that how you say Tennessee?
Don't have a clue.
Tennessean. Cassandra Butler from CDC. Tanaka from Georgetown. Brennan from Wabtec in Erie, Pennsylvania. Got Jameson from Kansas City. We use these for Falcon cam streaming. Very cool. You'll have to let us know what that is. I'm not familiar with Falcon cam. Lenny from FSU. Hugo from Montreal, just up the road from us here. Fernando from Riverside, beautiful spot there. Ahmed, Toronto. Man, we got people from all over. This is cool. Ada Tokumbo from Regina. I've been to Regina many times, and I like it there.
4 people from Bridgestone.
Bridgestone. Bridgestone is the arena.
Oh,
That's the arena.
I was like, gosh, they were really having a good turnout from Bridgestone.
Thanks everyone for reminding me.
Is.
Aubrey, thank you. I did see a wrestling match at Bridgestone Arena with Ron, who works here at Epiphan, and we had a heck of a time.
Nice.
Carl's joining us from the beach in Florida.
Great.
I'm now jealous. And we've got Emily from London, Ontario. Aubrey's saying we all live in the arena.
Of course. I mean, good place to live, I guess.
It's a fantastic spot. Right across from Hattie B's to get your hot chicken sandwich. Okay, well, thanks everybody for being here. Let's close that first poll. Oh, we got Alan here also from Flint, Genesee County IT. Thanks for joining. I also saw Chris here said from Sisters of Charity. I thought that was interesting because actually I have a great aunt who's with the Sisters of Charity. So I'd love to follow up with the conversation with you afterwards. Okay, let's get into this. So here's kind of the frame for today.
Yep.
We have a bunch of stuff we can show off. We want to do it a little differently. We want to kind of guide this and do it ad hoc based on what all of you want to see. So let's close our first poll. We got like 36 votes on it. Closing in 5 seconds, so get your votes in if you haven't yet.
Yep.
3, 2, okay. Okay, we got a nice mix here. So I see that we've got about 44% of our audience is higher ed, AV, and IT. We've got about 27% integrators, resellers, and consultants. We've got just a small handful of government, court, municipal, 13% corporate, enterprise AV, and 11% live events and production.
Nice.
Awesome. So we've got a good mix of people here.
Yep.
But we want to kind of steer this session to what you all want to see and what you want to talk about. So let's go ahead and run our second poll here.
Yep.
Marta, can you queue up that poll for us?
Yeah. The cool thing about today is there's going to be no slideshows. There's going to be no presentations.
This is all hands-on.
It's all going to be hands-on.
We're gonna do some high-stakes demos here, guys. This is going to be fun. And I've got the graphics for our second poll here, and the second poll question will be launching in just a moment. And the poll question is, what should we demo live?
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of options today, but unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to get into every single thing. So,
no, we won't be able to do everything, but we can touch on them a little bit. So we'll see. Let us know.
So the poll should be live now. Get your answers into the poll. And while we're waiting to get the results of that poll, wanted to share a story here about a guy named Anders in Oslo. And he works at the Oslo National Ballet and Opera House.
Yes.
He's the AV-IT person there.
Yeah.
And he uses Pearls for all kinds of different recording and streaming scenarios at the Opera House. And we wanted to share this story with you, so let's roll tape.
My team is me, and I'm responsible for any infrastructure or technical systems, a lot of video systems for monitoring or documentation. My main goal is to plan ahead. I can see an escalating need for video. It's doubled every year. 90% of my users are not technical, so we need to make something that's as easy to use as their phone. It needs to be big red buttons and easy to understand. When 250 people are involved, it's a big deal.
Just push the button.
Okay, I love that story of Anders at the Opera House, because he's like a one-man band there, trying to manage all of these hundreds of productions happening a year, rehearsals happening, which they need to record as well. But I think my takeaway from that is kind of what he said, which is it needs to be big red buttons, easy to understand. 90% of the people using the rooms are not technical, right? So that's really the value of integration, is creating a system that's easy for people to interact with, but also creating something that's easy to administrate once you walk away from the room.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be just like we have, on our stream deck here, we have a start button right here. Or even on the Pearl Mini, we have a start button right there. People want to walk in a room, either it's already scheduled and automated, or you're coming in and pressing one button, and that's it. And that's what they did at Oslo, and that's what a lot of other clients do as well as Pearl devices. So.
Love it. Okay, so let's check on our poll and see what everybody wants us to talk about here. So I'm going to close the poll. Get your votes in now.
I'm looking
a couple
forward to
seconds
this.
left. We've got a bunch of people voted in that poll, so let's see what everybody wants us to dig into
There's
here.
even a countdown for us. It's like the anticipation is building.
Okay, the poll is closed. Okay. Oh.
Nice.
Wow, not too surprising. Actually, why don't I just drag this over so everyone can see the results? I'll go to my laptop.
Right there. That's mine.
Whoops. There we go. Okay, so the number one result is a tie between Q-SYS and Crestron.
I'm glad we put both at the desk.
Well, we do have a few people who are interested in Stream Deck and custom controllers.
Cool.
EC20, that's our PTZ camera. I mean, not surprising it's ranking lowest because we advertise this as a Pearl session, so we're going to stay focused on Pearl. That's a good note. We do have some interest in Dante audio and quite a few people interested in CMS. So I think we can cover all that. Why don't we start out with the control systems? And you know what? Let's just start with the number one result on this poll, and maybe we'll come back to Crestron later. But let's dig into Q-SYS a little bit, because I know a lot of people are always talking about Q-SYS. So what do we have set up with Q-SYS here today, Ryan?
So let's go in here. Here we go, we'll do this one here. So we have our Q-SYS module. So everything you see here is all just things pulled in from a module that's on the marketplace. There's no coding or anything. I certainly don't know how to code Lua, which is what Q-SYS is built on. And just drag and drop these things in so you can see when events are happening. You can pause, stop, resume events, extend. And we also have a camera control in here as well. And you're noticing that Dan and I are doing a lot of switching on a Stream Deck, but I also set it up so I can do the switching on the Q-SYS here as well. So it's not just like a one module for your UCI, as Q-SYS calls it. You can mix and match whatever you want. It can even be your audio gear, your blinds, whatever you want it to be, and we just make it easy for you to integrate and put that into your environment. So if you have a Q-SYS system, go in the marketplace, you'll see the Pearl module, which you can download from there. And then if you have our EC20 devices, you can simply just go on our website and go to control modules on the support page for EC20 and download that module there.
Very cool.
Hold in, and that's it.
Now, I've seen Q-SYS in a lot of classrooms. Scenario, typical, it's a lecture capture room, it's a classroom or an auditorium, and maybe they're using a Pearl like a Nexus, and it's in the lectern, it's tucked away. But they still want to have some confidence monitoring. Like when the teacher walks in the room, they don't necessarily want to interact with the technology.
Exactly.
Maybe it's automated and the recording is starting automatically, but they still like to be able to see that the camera is working and it's
Yes.
pointed in the right direction, and they still want to know that their microphone is actually working and
Yes.
there's audio. So how does the Q-SYS plugin help us do that?
Exactly. So we'll go back to it here. We see we have these 2 previews of channels. These are snapshots. You can add in as many as you'd like. You just set that up on the Q-SYS side. And then again, it's just dragging in that video frame. And that's it. There's no more to that to be done. You just set it up and that's it, and you're good to go.
I like also that I can see the upcoming and ongoing events.
Yes, right here. Yeah.
So this is all events on this Pearl Mini that we have here on the desk,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's events running right on this Pearl Mini here, and then so frame here, pull that in. And so anything that happens here will pull onto the Crestron or onto the Q-SYS device automatically.
Very nice. Now, it's kind of behind the scenes on this Q-SYS. It must be leveraging the Pearl API.
It is, yeah. In fact, if we go back to the desk view here, because it's a nice shot, everything here is just using our API. It's nothing special. Underneath everything is our API. So if you can essentially do this with anything if you want.
And even if there is no plugin, you can build it leveraging that API. Maybe we'll get into the API in a bit more detail later. Curious, everybody, let us know if there's something you want us to discuss with Q-SYS. Are you using Q-SYS controllers in your spaces? What kind of features would you like to see on Q-SYS with your Pearl devices?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let us know in chat. Because very often what we're looking for is to be continually adding new features, new functions. I see we added the tally light for the camera.
We did, yep.
We've added a number of other controls as well. So, chime in on chat and let us know what you want to see with Q-SYS plugin.
Maybe we'll kick over to Crestron here? Or?
Sure. Why don't you, because Crestron was number 2, let's just jump in on Crestron. Why don't you show us the Crestron plugin as well?
So anyone who's maybe even familiar with the Crestron module that's available for Pearl devices, this is going to be a little different because this is a new module. This will be releasing hopefully in September, and it's going to have all of our integrations with our CMS platforms, even Epiphan Edge, and we'll be able to start ad hoc events from your different platforms, but also have all the controls that everyone kind of wanted from the Crestron module that existed. So you can get previews of channel or of inputs within, your channel previews, layouts, presets, network inputs. And so it's really a robust module that's built by us. And so we're trying to really reach out and get our, build something based on the feedback we get. So
I love that.
Yeah. And it'll just be a module. So you can just, we'll be able to download it. If you have a Crestron developer that can build those things, they'll just use the module files. This is a demo file, essentially, that's within the download you'll get. So you can just run it like this if you want to, but you can also customize it and do whatever you want.
Can you just go through some of those tabs in more detail to show us what's in there right now?
Absolutely. So we have network inputs here, and so once it loads up, we can enable previews on these network inputs so you can see what's going on.
Because we have those cameras coming in over NDI, so
Absolutely.
we're seeing those NDI sources. That's nice.
Yep, and then we can go to physical outputs here. We can see just some information about it. We can go to channels, and it's the same thing once it loads up here, and we'll see that the channels will populate, and then we'll be able to see things are happening within it. You can enable the preview and see it all within there. So it's a nice module that really sets you up for success, and this is obviously the demo program, but you can run it, you can set it up how you want otherwise.
I see another tab there for presets.
Yeah, so presets, so you can call presets that are on the device here. And it does support Series 3 and Series 4 Crestron. This is a Series 3. It's an older Series 3, so that's why it's a little bit slower. The Series 4 is much, much quicker. So we have layouts as well, and in addition to the CMS control. And a nice feature here too, if you're not using CMS, this tab just goes away on the demo. And so if you do want to use it just out of the box like this, we do have some logic within there which helps be set up for the environment that is working in.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So I want to check in now on chat. I asked everyone in chat what they like most about Q-SYS. Hugo likes Q-SYS. Lee says Extron and Crestron.
So there is Extron modules, or drivers, sorry, as well. They exist for the Pearl. They also now exist for the EC22. So you'll be able to reach out to Extron and hopefully download those drivers from there.
Okay,
So,
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
There is
I've
an
also
easy
seen a lot of people do custom work with Extron.
yes, that's
Yeah.
generally how it works. You know, they build stuff kind of on customer request, it seems, and so you know, we obviously had someone who wanted it for EC20, and then so they built that, and so there should be a driver out there for EC20.
Some feedback here from Ingmar. Ingmar says picture-in-picture setups of output/recording with Q-SYS is a request.
Yeah, I mean, if it's what's in your recording, it's going to be within your output. But you could put like an input and your channel output on the same page. Pretty much everything is exposed. So I just chose to not display the input on my panel, but I'm showing the output from the system.
Sure. So if you want to show what that picture-in-picture is, that could be the channel from Pearl that you pull to see in your image preview.
100%, yeah, for sure.
Warren says using Q-SYS with Pearl 2 for switching and multi-channel streaming. Nice.
Yep.
That's a perfect use case.
Yep. I just didn't add switching to the panel here for the presentation, but it'd be all the same. Just as like how it looked on the Crestron, you could do pretty much the same thing on Q-SYS.
Okay.
It's all there for you.
Aaron's chiming in here in chat as well. Crestron and Q-SYS rooms, but the Pearl is used as a mobile webcasting device with Kaltura.
Cool.
That's a cool use case.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the control systems have connection to the device running the event, being the Pearl, then there's no reason why it wouldn't work. That's great. That's pretty cool.
Okay. So get your questions into. You can use the Q&A. You can use chat. I do see a question here from Chris in Q&A. We can answer right now. He wanted to set up the Mini to allow instructors to record, needing only to enter the first unique part of their login. So this sounds like an ad hoc recording setup with Kaltura. Kaltura, as many of you know, content management system, and set up and load the file there for their Canvas course. So this is an EDU, higher ed setup, it sounds like.
Yeah, definitely a question for chat or even later in support. There is some different ways that you can set up Kaltura for your user base to enter in what they want. For example, with us, we have an account, that's called, say Epiphan U. We don't need to enter Epiphan U at epiphan.com. We just enter in the username, and then that's how it works. But there's something set up, I believe, on Kaltura's side. But we'll reach out to you after. I think Zach might have already answered it slightly in chat. So. But that's why Zach is there, so
yeah,
keep
cool.
them coming.
Want to call back to a question we got on our last webinar. So Jeremy from Illinois College asked us, the last time we did a Pearl deep dive, will the Epiphan Pearl devices eventually connect with Echo360 CMS?
Yes.
And I think you might have an update for us on that, Ryan.
Well, if we go over here, we can see we have Echo Video, and we see we have Pearl 2s and Pearl Minis, and also we have Pearl Nexus, all within Echo. So we have a direct integration with Echo360 now, which means you can bring in those devices and have them run in the environments or replace the older devices with our Pearl devices. And we're really, really excited about this integration. Echo is as well. It's been very good, and we have some exciting features coming out for that too. Pause, resume, as well as ad hoc events will be coming out for Echo via third-party control and on our actual Pearl Mini interface too. So all that means is that it is truly a direct swap in the next firmware update for any Echo devices you might already have. They may be looking for a refresh. Pearl Nexus, Pearl Mini, Pearl 2 can slot right in there, and really not much change.
That's awesome. We've been running some Echo Video test environments here at the office, and it's been really smooth, the integration there.
Yeah.
And I know, people, Echo Video really helps institutions to create, capture, and manage video, especially for learning. They've been around a long time. I know a lot of people are using Echo360 already.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can now use Epiphan hardware directly with Echo Video is a huge bonus.
Yeah. It just integrates. We just download a thing and then link it up, and then that's it. So.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and so just to summarize, which content management systems are we integrated with now? We've got Panopto, Kaltura, Echo360.
Opencast. We have Edge, which is like a light, scheduling CMS.
Edge is our scheduling and content management.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Panopto, Kaltura, Opencast,
YuJa.
Echo360, YuJa. Yep. So
lots of options for anyone who wants to pair up their Pearl devices with content management. And I I think the big advantage there is the automation, the scheduling.
Yes.
When you're trying to do things at the scale of dozens or even hundreds of rooms,
Yeah.
that's where CMS is needed.
Exactly. It removes the technology from the people who walk inside the room, the ones who are teaching. They just worry about teaching. They don't worry about if things are going to work or if they're starting stuff.
Yeah.
They walk in and do their job, they leave. Everything else is done for them.
I want to make a nice pivot here because you're talking about people being able to walk in the room and it's working, right? And so far, everything we've been showing is, best case scenario, everything working cleanly, right?
Yeah.
Crestron and Q-SYS and all of our joysticks here.
Yeah.
But it's important to also, when you're integrating, to test failure,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
To test the failure states to see what doesn't work and how the system responds when things go wrong, right? So we have a little bit of a demo we wanted to share here. So Ryan, why don't you show me what's happening here on this Pearl
Go to
Mini?
the desk first. So I just started an event on the Pearl Mini here. You might notice this big yellow cable that's hanging off the back here. We usually try to keep everything color coordinated, but we wanted to put a nice yellow cable on here. Maybe we can go back to the Z-cam. And we're going to use these to cut a cable. Maybe someone trips on a cable or something like that.
This is official Epiphan pruning shears.
Oh my gosh, they're really in there.
Can you get them out of the protective packaging?
I probably should
Maybe
have
squeeze them first.
maybe start going to the gym or something. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. All right.
So what are we? We're going to just snip the network cable. Won't our event fail?
So no. So this is integrated with a Panopto, but this will be true for any CMS event because we download the schedule, and so if anything happens during that scheduled event, we follow it. Even if there's a stream happening, anything like that, the stream will fail obviously because we're going to get rid of the network. But you can cut it. Your event's going to run. It'll stop at the time it's supposed to. And it's going to upload those recordings when it's all done.
I'm just going to zoom in our desk camera here so we can see how this reacts. And Ryan, why don't let's get the shot here.
Yeah, so let's go. And we're going to cut this cable. So that's cut. So go back to the desk. And what we're going to do, we're going to pretend that, let's get me out of the way here. We're going to pretend that this is a event that's stopping at this moment.
Maybe this is a lecture happening in a classroom.
Exactly. Yep.
We can see, even though you cut it,
Still recording.
we've
down
still
there.
got our red recording light, so that's a positive. The
Yep.
event is still running on the device.
Yep. So we'll stop the event, and obviously it's not going to be able to upload the actual event because it can't because there is an internet connection.
So we're seeing here it's trying to upload,
And then a failure.
and then now we've got a failure message.
Yeah, so I'm going to unplug the cable, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug a cable back in here, which is a cable on the switch. You're back into network port. And we'll see in a moment here, that error is going to change, and it's going to start uploading.
Okay, so the event has ended, it's recorded. We had a network outage during the event,
Yep,
but there we go. We
now it's going to
see,
start uploading.
so the failure test here is, maybe you have a network outage in your classrooms.
Yep.
And the good news is that your event's schedule lives
Yep.
right here on the device. It's downloading the schedule
Yes.
from the content management system.
Yep.
That schedule lives on the device. The events will still start even if your network's down.
Yep.
So I think the real takeaway here is kind of the benefit of using a dedicated piece of hardware rather than some classroom PC or
Yep.
other system that is network dependent.
Yep.
Here, everything is triggered, but then even when your network comes back,
It
your
uploads
files are
everything.
safe and they're uploaded.
Yeah, I've had clients where they had a major infrastructure failure where they have 50, 60 Pearl Nexus units on a network. They lose connection to their ISP. They are running all those classes, 4 or 5 events each day on these Pearl Nexus devices, and they have no connection to the internet. Well, because we downloaded the schedule, we have like a week's worth of the schedule on the Pearl device. Those events just chugged along. They did their thing. They got saved to the internal storage. And then when the internet came back up, I think it was in this case almost a day later, just started uploading everything. They lost no content, and it was just smooth for them. So, and they called out being like, what's going to happen? I said, don't worry. Everything's going to work just fine. So, and that's how it worked. And that's the same with Panopto, Kaltura, Echo, anything like that. It's the same functionality when it comes down to the redundancy. Even if you lose power, let's say you have an infrastructure like power or something like that, if the event is still scheduled to be running when that power comes back on, then the Pearl is going to return and start recording and streaming again. it'll stop at the end time.
Yeah, I think I heard an example of, and maybe Chris, you could chime in on this, but at UCLA, I'm pretty sure for their moot trial, because they do trial competitions, like courtroom simulations and moot trial competitions, these are mission critical events, right? And being that it's California, there are power outages randomly, there are brownouts certain times of year, and I'm pretty sure at UCLA, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but you've got a bunch of pearls that are on battery backup.
Oh,
right?
Nice, cool.
So even if there is a complete power outage, the moot trial is still recorded.
Yeah. Cool.
Which is pretty unique, I thought, and cool. And they've got that connected up with a CMS as well. So
Cool.
Great use case. I want to check in on chat again, and then maybe we can dig into a couple more topics here. Let me just get down here into chat, and I'll check Q&A as well. Josh says, currently running Mediasite and have Perl minis using auto upload, SFTP, to upload to the site. Yeah, that's one of the great, I mean, even if you're not using a content management system, because Perls have auto upload, that could be a local network, that could be a cloud destination, that could be an FTP server. The idea is
CIFS, anything like that. And a cool segue into that, next firmware, we support AWS already, S3. We're going to support custom endpoints for S3 as well. So that means the next firmware version, you can use your Backblaze or whatever other platforms you want to use, which makes it a little more competitive for choosing a platform that makes sense for you.
I see a question here from Paul that he submitted into Q&A as well. He was asking about calendar system integrations for automated scheduling. I don't believe we have any calendar integrations, but we do have Epiphan Edge.
Well, you know, there's two sides of this too. If you're integrating with a CMS, then those CMS platforms will likely have their own calendar integrations, and then there might be something there that can tell the Perl to start recording. But like Dan said is correct, we don't have a direct integration to our devices, but we do have Epiphan Edge, which can, if you're not using a CMS, can schedule recordings and streams directly from there.
Okay, cool. And I do see a whole bunch of questions coming into Q&A. We'll get to those questions in a couple minutes. We'll do a bit more Q&A, but let's try to get some more time in here with some of these setups. So just kind of to frame up what we've discussed, there's typically 3 layers that you can do these integrations with, right? So layer 1 would be something that someone else wrote, a plugin, right? We've got a plugin for the Stream Deck. We've got a plugin for these Skaarhoj controllers like I was using to steer the EC20. So that, you know, out of the box, you can get things up and running very quickly. The second would be to actually leverage the REST API and write the code yourself. But we do have something to help with that as well. So Ryan, why don't you just give us a quick view of what that looks like?
So
well, before, you want to just show REST API?
Oh yeah, of course.
If we're writing the API?
So we have our API here for Perl devices. This is what's behind everything. Everything that you see on the Crestron, Q-SYS, Skaarhoj, Stream Deck, it's all just using this.
So this Swagger interface, this lives right on the Perl device, right? You can access it from your Perl admin panel.
You can,
And you can then find the API commands that you need.
Right down here. Click there, and then that'll open it up, and then you can get in here, and this is a sandbox.
So let's say I wanted, can you just give me a quick example? Let's say I wanted to have a button that records. Okay, how do I find that here? What does it look like? You know?
So you'd go down to recorders, which is right here, and then you'd simply just have a record start. And then so you'd press try it out. This is our device right now, so I'm not going to just start and stop the recording.
But it's got the code right there for you, right?
Absolutely.
Like you paste that code in.
Right here, And then if you're a developer, you'll appreciate all the schema and stuff down here. So you can see how everything works. You can see what call does what. So if we go to, let's see here, AFUQ, we can see the different types of strings and things like that and stuff too. You can know what you need to enter and
very nice.
Yeah, sure.
So that would be sort of the second layer. If you're not using a plugin, maybe you want to write your own app or you want to do your own custom coding. Sure, go for it. You've got the tools here to help you.
Absolutely.
But layer 3 is no plugin and I don't want to write it. I just want it to happen automatically. So, and we have an exciting update with that, and that is we have just launched MCP. And maybe some of you are familiar with the term MCP. Ryan, could you give us the lowdown? What is MCP and why does it matter?
Yeah, so MCP is Model Context Protocol. And basically it's a bridge to other services and products to control and monitor them. So in our case, we have an MCP and it allows you to essentially send a quick command or like, what is my devices doing? And then it can check your Epiphan Edge team and give you all the information back.
So this is a way to connect your AI agent
Yes.
to be able to communicate with your Pearl devices.
Yep, 100%.
And that could be Claude, that could be ChatGPT.
Yes, yep. That's
Kind
the
of
ones-
agnostic to what, like MCP is an open protocol, right?
It is, yep. Yeah, it's like a USB-C for AI agents essentially. So.
It sounds amazing, and I'm sure there's a very exciting future of AI interacting with devices. But maybe you could give us a little bit of a tour so we can kind of put this into real terms here.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly show, the easiest way to learn about it is just to go to Epiphan Edge, and you see these are all devices we have running here. You just click Learn More, and then it brings you to our MCP page. You just hit Connect here and choose the platform that you want to use.
Today we have Claude and ChatGPT, but I imagine we're going to have other platforms in the future.
Essentially anything that is compatible with OAuth. We've just tested Claude and GPT. And we have it for our 3 servers, North America, Europe, as well as Australia here. So you just basically pop that into your agent, and we have instructions here for you to follow, and then you can start asking questions about your devices.
Okay, very interesting. Let's see it. Let's try this out. So you've got this MCP running, connected with your with our team that has about 20 pearls or something.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So maybe I could say like. Do I have any, maybe, what's good events are scheduled?
Why don't you just say, like, how many pearls am I running or something like that?
Yeah, how many Epiphan devices are scheduled to record? You see it's going to think about the call.
Running on it. Ruminating on it.
Ruminating on it.
We're thinking deeply here.
There you go. It's gonna call the MCP. It's gonna try to get recorder status. I found this by checking, and then now we have these certain. We have basically a little readout of what devices are going to be doing recordings, things like that. And then we can ask some other questions. What else do you want to ask?
Why don't you say what? So we're running this webinar on a Pearl 2, our Studio Pearl 2.
Yeah.
Could you just do a status check, like what's happening on my Studio Pearl 2?
On the Studio Pearl 2.
And meanwhile, while we're running this, I'd be curious in chat, has anyone else used MCP, whether it's obviously with Epiphan, but are you running MCP with any of your other tools? I'd be curious what the vibe is on MCP.
Yeah, and the cool thing here is that you don't need to do anything here, right? You just connect you basically just connect the MCP, and then the AI model learns everything it needs to learn from the MCP of its instructions that we've set up, obviously, and then it does all this. So there's nothing more than just copy and pasting the URL and then asking your agent to do the thing.
Let's see what result did we get. So we asked what is happening on the Studio Pearl 2. We've got some device status.
So, what channels are recording, streaming the Wistia on YouTube, CPU load, CPU, and like the temperatures, storage. So just pretty much a nice little overview of the device.
And you can imagine at scale, like this could be the kind of thing where I roll into my office on Monday morning, rather than having to spot check all the rooms I'm administrating. I could just get a quick summary, for
just like
the week
this
ahead.
Here. You can get that summary, and then that's it. There's no going room to room or anything like that, and it just completely accents and makes our Edge platform even better. Because if you do see something that's maybe out of sorts, then you just go into Edge and go to that device that had the thing wrong with it, and then you can start looking at it and trying to figure out what's going on with this device, rather than going room to room. So it saves you a bunch of time. That's for sure.
Yeah, very cool. Now, today MCP is a read-only function.
Read-only function right now, and then later we will be releasing some write functionality, which will be for Premium Edge. But you can, all free. It's all free to use MCP as a way in the read for sure.
Very nice.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. So everybody, let us know in chat what you think of MCP. I'm curious, would you find this useful? Would you find having some AI querying abilities with your devices? How would you use that?
Yeah.
I want to go back now and look back at our poll from the beginning. So the top result was Q-SYS and Crestron. We've covered that. We do have a few questions about Stream Deck and custom controllers. So why don't we just give a quick summary of what's happening with Stream Deck and with Skaarhoj?
So, that picture comes right up. So this is Skaarhoj. This is a direct integration with Pearl devices. It's the same thing as the other integrations. You download the driver, the module, get my head out of the way here, and then you tell it which channels and what you want to do with it. You put it onto the buttons, no need for coding anything, and you can see this just turned blue here because Dan changed it on the Stream Deck. But if I can go back to Zcam here, it's going to switch back, and now that's our that's our regular camera. So
awesome.
Yep.
And we're also using it here with the EC20.
That's right.
So let's pop over to that.
Yep.
So I've got, this is the PTZ Fly controller. Thing I like about this is it's one cable powered off PoE.
Yep.
And then let me see if I can, is it this one? Yeah, there we go. I can, have some very fine control of this Epiphan EC20 camera.
That's right.
Why don't we pop over here and we'll show you what we got going on the Stream Deck. I'll zoom in a little bit here. So I just have some layouts here on the Stream Deck. So if you go onto the Stream Deck Marketplace and you search Epiphan, you're going to find the Epiphan Pearl plugin right in the Stream Deck Marketplace. And the nice thing with that is it's very intuitive to just set up some buttons. Why don't we switch over to my...
Yeah, you got it. There you go.
My screen here. I'll just minimize that so it's... Whoops.
I'll just maximize here.
There we go.
Perfect.
So where is it? I'm scroll down here. Oh, here we go. Epiphan Pearl. So you've got buttons for recording, switching layouts. We can do audio meter. Let's add some audio meters here. So you would just set, you can have one Pearl or many Pearls here. I've got it paired up with the Studio Pearl 2 right now.
And just press apply settings.
And then let's apply. And now we've got audio meters
Check
here.
Check.
Check. 1, 2. Toast.
So if we go to desk here, we can see that we have audio meters now on there. Just little snapshots. I'm pretty sure you can make that faster or quicker if you want as well. But yeah, just cool little things to add to the Stream Deck. Very good integration.
Yeah, nice. I mean, we saw a bunch of people here, our live events folks. They're probably using Stream Decks all the time. Maybe they'd find the Skaarhoj controllers. But I think the idea here is that, whether it's Skaarhoj or any control system, there's a way to make it work with your Pearls.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
And we make it easy for the ones that have plugins.
Yep. And for those who are very technical, we have a YAML file for our API right on our website. You can just download that, and then it gives you everything you need to know about our APIs.
Cool. We had another question that we got, Ryan, on one of our last webinars, and someone was asking us if Dante audio is on our roadmap, and I see also there's some interest in the poll as well. So, Ryan, can you give me a bit of a update on Dante audio, what's happening?
It's funny, I have this thing right here, which might be connected to a Pearl device.
What is that?
Oh, that's a little Catchbox microphone.
Oh, okay, yeah, I love Catchbox.
So I'll switch over to my screen here. And we see this is a Pearl 2 web UI, and we have a Dante A and B down here, which is going to be pretty exciting for some folks. And so basically, all you have to do is, we should actually explain first. If you were to buy a Pearl 2, Pearl Mini, Pearl Nexus, today, the Dante license is included for you. It will be available for purchase for those who already have integrations out there. 2-channel for Pearl Mini, Pearl Nexus, 4-channel for Pearl 2. That means 1 stereo for Pearl Mini, Pearl Nexus, and 2 stereo for Pearl 2. And all it comes down to doing is you're just going to, and we support applications on our Pearl devices now, is you'll just install the Dante audio application, and then you'll see these Dante inputs here, which are added to a channel the way that any other audio input is. You choose an interface you want to use for your Dante audio, And then it's as simple as routing it into your Pearl device.
That's your Dante controller there.
That is my Dante controller. This is the microphone I'm using, the catch box. And if we scroll back over here, I'll just unplug this guy and unmute it. And go back over here. We see we have Dante audio. And
Look at that.
Yeah, there it is, Dante audio right there inside Pearl.
That's huge.
Yep.
You know, we've been asked about, especially I'd say within the last 18 months, we've been asked about Dante a lot. So
Absolutely.
this is incredibly exciting. I think for a lot of you folks who are in classrooms or have already adopted Dante audio in many of your setups. So very excited that this is now available on Pearl.
You don't need adapters anymore to XLR. You can bring it in directly into the Pearl device. So that will be in the next firmware update, which should be coming out this fall.
Okay, very nice. Cool. So I want to sort of summarize some takeaways that we've learned so far today. We were talking about our first takeaway is kind of picking the lowest layer that solves your room.
Yes.
Use the plugin if it's available. Get started with the plugin. That's a good place to start. You can always customize further from there.
Yep.
Number 2 is test the failure, not just the feature.
Cut the cable with garden shears.
Yeah, maybe don't do that. That's kind of, but you know, test power cycling during an event.
Yeah.
Test network drop. Test the failure, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's something that we can't recommend enough. And then the third takeaway is that it's the same REST API on all the Pearls, right?
it is.
So whether you're building for a Pearl Mini or a Pearl Nexus or a Pearl 2 that's running this show, it's the same REST API.
Absolutely.
So makes it easy to build for one room and then scale to many rooms regardless of which Pearls are the best fit in your space.
100%.
So cool. All right. Let us know if there's anything else you want to see, guys. Let us know in chat. In the meantime, let's jump back to chat. Let's see what's happening there. And I've seen a bunch of questions coming in on Q&A, and let's spend the rest of our time answering as many questions as we can. Okay. Okay, I see. Lee says he's down with MCP. Looks interesting. Hugo, this is very useful. Okay, great to know, Hugo.
Yeah.
Richie, MCP is great news. Hugo says he would wait for the MCP to open up on programming, not just interrogating. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I think we're kind of staging this rollout of MCP.
We are.
And a good place for us to start was the read-only access to Pearls.
Yes, yeah, for sure. We've always been a company that goes off feedback, and we also we have a security mindset as well. And so we build things with purpose, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah.
And so give us your scenarios, Hugo. Like, what do you want to do with MCP?
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know that. Brian says, how many live streams do we have scheduled this month? Yeah, that's a good question. You could ask that question, MCP.
Yeah, it could.
Well, why don't you do that? Why don't we just do that really quick? How many live streams are scheduled?
Are scheduled this month.
Boom. I mean, when you're operating at scale and you are responsible for dozens of rooms,
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes that information is very powerful, right? It can help. It can help with facility management. It can help with scheduling people or technicians.
Yep.
It can help with all kinds of different things.
Yep. And the reason why it doesn't have scheduled streams is because it's CMS we have scheduling through. That's why.
Right.
Yep. So we can see we have some things here, and these are all we have actually scheduled right now on our office. We just scheduled some just for this for the webinar.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right. Hugo says, do you still need a laptop or PC somewhere to run Pearl with Stream Deck? You do.
Yes.
You do. Because Stream Deck software is running on a PC.
Yeah, this is like a MIDI controller here. It's just buttons. That's all it is. There is some really cool devices that Elgato has made that you can put a computer somewhere far away on the network, and you can have the Stream Deck, interact with it. But you still need something, a NUC, small computer or something.
Didn't Elgato release another buttons thing though that was more network based? I think they did.
That's
right?
what I'm talking about. Yeah. For
Cool.
sure. Yeah.
Dale, on a similar note to Stream Deck, Dale was asking about Companion improvements. So Companion is an app
Yes.
that is a control system application that runs on PC, Linux. I'm not sure if it runs on Mac, maybe.
Yeah.
But it can also, you can put Companion buttons onto a
Yes.
Stream Deck, and Companion goes much deeper than Stream Deck does in terms of programmability.
Yeah. There's a Pearl module also on that marketplace as well. But what the companion app allows you to do is you can effectively use our API and then code in whatever you want into that. The Stream Deck plugin doesn't do that. It's kind of a closed case. It does what it does, and that's what it does. But if you want to use BitFocus and things like that, I'll go to yours so we can.
Yeah, here's
show
an
it.
example of, we've got companion app running on this Stream Deck actually
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
you would just select the preset for Epiphan Pearl.
Yeah.
Now this preset, to give you some background here, Dale, this is a community built preset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Epiphan didn't build this.
No.
So if you want to see some improvements here, please let us know, because we can gather those improvements and send some feedback.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If there's things that we don't have as capabilities in here, it is possible to build them, right, using the API.
Yeah.
So you could use custom stuff here.
Yeah.
The presets give you like recording and streaming and switching and presets and things like that. But
Yeah.
It's certainly possible to go a lot deeper with companion app.
Absolutely.
I'm checking. Vinny says, just jumped in. My apologies if you mentioned this already. What is the cost of the Dante upgrade for Pearl 2? Thanks. I don't want to spit out the wrong number, so maybe someone in chat can follow up on that, Marta. So all new Pearl devices, the
Not
Dante
Nano.
license,
Not Nano.
Sorry.
Just Nexus, Mini, and Pearl 2. But yes, all those
license
bought
included.
today.
If you already own Pearls, there is, if you want to add Dante and upgrade to Dante,
Yep.
there is a license for that. I think the pricing is pretty reasonable.
Yes, for sure.
And if you need Dante, it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
So we'll
Yep.
let chat follow up with you on how to purchase that. In chat here, Chris was saying, are you using a USB to Ethernet adapter to connect to the Dante network?
Not right now, but you could. Yeah. Here, I'll just actually, if you go back to my screen here, go here. So you can see my screen here. You press configure here, and then we have a Dante network selection here within the network configuration, and then you can choose if you want to use USB or.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anders just chimed in. Hey, Anders, good to see you, man. Anders is saying Stream Deck runs also on Raspberry Pi.
Yes, it does.
I did not know that. I could just bolt a Raspberry Pi right onto the back of this box.
Yeah.
Companion runs on Pi, PC, or Mac OS, and as well as Linux. Okay,
Legend.
good to know.
Legend.
That's awesome. Okay, let's dive into the Q&A. Get your questions in on Q&A. We're going to fire through as many of these as we can.
Get some water.
Okay, I can't scroll up far enough to see the name here, so I apologize, but I'm going to read the question. I want to set up the Mini to allow... Okay, no, we already answered that one. Okay, Hugo, do you absolutely... Okay, we answered that one.
Yep.
Paul, we answered. Tanaka. Is this being recorded by chance? Had to step away and miss quite a bit. Yes, we always record. In fact, why don't I...
Your laptop?
Yeah, sure. Well, let's just do a little look behind the scenes of how we're running this. So here's our Pearl 2 that's running this session right now. So we can see I'm recording not only the actual program that you all are seeing, and we're streaming that. We're actually doing a backup stream to YouTube as well.
Yep.
That's why you see multiple streaming destinations here. We also record each of our ISOs, because with the Pearl 2, we've got so much headroom to record more and more. So if I wanted to go back and do some editing of clips on this session or something, I can just take my clean camera feed. I can just take, any of the cameras that we have built up in the studio.
Yep. Yeah, we have two computers, 2 cameras via NDI. We have a 4K camera running into here as well, so we got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So there's the peek behind the curtain, but yeah.
Plus all these interfaces pulling the pearls.
We are recording this, and we will share the recording
Absolutely.
right away. Daniel says, given how crucial language interpretation is for us, are there any plans for Epiphan Connect to capture isolated Teams and Zoom interpreter channels in a future update?
Good question. That has been something we've had before for an ask. I don't believe we support it right now. Zach might know a little bit more about that in the chat there. So maybe Zach
and I
can
do
chime
see
in.
Zach has replied. He says he's checking with the team. Sounds like there's some wheels
Feature
turning
request.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see why that would be super useful to have. For those of you who don't know, Epiphan Connect is a tool inside of our Epiphan Cloud dashboard.
Yep.
What you can do is you can extract video sources from a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting.
Yep.
And you can bring them directly into your Pearl.
Yep.
So it's a way that if you want to bring in a camera from a remote location, or maybe you're doing like some kind of corporate town hall and you want to incorporate offices that are in different cities and create a production where someone can just join your production via Zoom.
Yes.
It's really nice.
To the user, there's no complexity. They just join a thing they're already used to.
Yeah, we've seen it used in all kinds of ways, from like corporate events to podcasts,
Yep.
all kinds of scenarios where people just, I mean, how easy is it to join a Zoom meeting? Anyone can join a Zoom meeting and then boom,
Just a link.
you've got an input on Pearl. Lenny, question here. When using Kaltura as a CMS, is it possible to pause the scheduled recordings?
In 4.24.6 it will. The next firmware
Yes.
version, that will come as well. So
Yeah, so Zach answered it's not today, but in the next firmware update, that
Yep.
will be added.
Yep.
So that's great. Question here from Eli, and I see there's a big reply thread, so I might not go too deep here, but
Yeah.
the question was about Echo360, and they want to move from Zoom video management. Can Pearl Nexus send scheduled recordings to Zoom video management? I know there's some work behind the scenes with Zoom happening right now. I don't have any updates for you, but let's keep in touch, Eli, and as soon as we have any information to share, we'll share that. Ray, question we answered. Vinny, Bryce had a question here. RS-232 control via USB adapter. Any particular adapter hardware recommended? Pearl Nexus. Thanks.
Yep. So if you are using the legacy RS-232, there is a specific adapter and chipset that will work. That's all in our manuals. Maybe Zach already gave the link or something like that.
Zach, nobody's followed up yet, but we'll follow up with you, Bryce.
Yeah, we'll follow up with you.
We'll steer you to the right place. I'm glad to hear there's some people still using RS-232, and
that is a legacy API. We're fully focused on our REST API, so we aren't doing anything more with our RS-232 API, but it's still there for sure.
yeah. I think we answered this, but Chris was asking, are we using USB to Ethernet to connect to the Dante network? No, but you can. Maris asks, is Dante audio available on all Pearl devices, including the older models?
Mini, Nexus, Pearl 2.
Yeah, we've answered that.
Yep.
And Aubrey was asking about captions, SCTE35 in future pipeline.
We have 709 and 608, I think it is, if I remember correctly, in our roadmap, but not right now.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the question, Aubrey. And I'll just check chat again. Well, it looks like we've covered most of the questions, so this is great. We really appreciate all of you being here. Keep in touch with us. The best way to reach us is well, probably any which way. You can go on our website. The chat, if you want to get a quick answer on something, the chat bot is a great way to do that.
100%.
AI knowledge base right on the website. You can also email general inquiries to info@epiphan.com. You can reach out to Ryan and his customer success team, support@epiphan.com. And if you have sales-related questions or you want to schedule a demo, hit us up at sales@epiphan.com. We're also going to be on the road the rest of the year. You're going to see us at EDUCAUSE. You're going to see us at the NATOA conference in Kansas City. You're going to see us on the Data Visual Tour all across pretty much every city in Canada. So come, stop in, say hi, and don't be a stranger. We love doing this. Ryan loves digging into all of your unique use cases, so don't hesitate to reach out to us anytime. And that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.